ready to rumble!
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm not bad.
Good,
we
good.
start?
Good to hear you. Yeah, definitely. Let's go.
All right. So I just want to ask this a thing I asked Tim Elliott. How did you get into MMA? Like when you were a kid or growing up?
I got into MMA. Basically, I started boxing. I boxed from a young age first, from being 12 till I was about 18. And I used to watch early UFC fight cards with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just started from there. Basically, when I was 18, I left the boxing gym and I was just keeping fit in another gym. And the other gym that I started, there was a little matted area in the back, and a few guys used to come in and grapple there, and I used to sometimes watch them. And I knew one of the lads who was training there, so I just ended up joining, and I just ended up going down for a session. Did a grappling class and loved it, and that was it. That was the start.
That's pretty cool. So your last name is technically Cal Ellenor, right? Or your last name is Ellenor,
Mhm.
but you call yourself
Mhm.
Cal Pacino or Pacino. Why do you do
You
that?
know, yeah. Just like Al Pacino, Scarface. I've got a big scar down the middle of my face over
Mm-hmm.
here. And it just worked from there. That was just the nickname that ended up getting used as the fight name and just stuck, you know.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Someone texted me when I put you on my story, like saying, and they're like, "Oh, it's like a rip off Al Pacino."
That's it. Right.
Um, so you're like 6 feet tall, right? That's what it says
Yeah.
online. So
Mm-hmm.
does
Yeah,
your
6 foot
height give you
exactly.
an
Yeah.
advantage when fighting?
I believe so. Yeah.
Like, in what
Yeah,
way does it
definitely.
help you in grappling with your reach or in the stand-up area?
Both. I mean, I feel like me long limbs help us when I grapple. I mean, I feel like I've got a good style. You know, I feel like throw some good submissions up off my back and stuff like that, and I get some nice chokes with my arms. I've got
Yeah.
quite long arms, so helps in that aspect. And I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, 100% in stand up. You know, my range is good, and I feel like I've got long limbs, long kicks, and long punches. You know, so I
Yeah.
feel like that helps a lot. Yeah, so definitely, I definitely say my range is something that I use well, and it helps us definitely.
Um. Yeah. So, talking about submissions and grappling, what is your favorite type of submission to get someone in, or like choke?
I have to say a radiated choke or a guillotine. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
My two favorite chokes. And if I had to pick one, I'd probably say guillotine. I like guillotines.
And like, how do you
I'd probably
set
say
that up?
guillotine.
Because I always get confused. Sometimes it just happens that they just fall into it. But I want to know from a fighter, how do you get someone in that submission, get them to it in the hold?
A lot of the time it's in scrambles. But obviously, I think with me reunited chokes, it's a lot more methodical. I like to kind of trap arms and set me reunited chokes up like that. But my guillotines are a lot more in the scrambles. You know, I mean, I feel like if I get someone in the front headlock position, say from a sprawl, or if I've taken them down and they're trying to belly down and trying to get back up,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I get someone in the front headlock position, I've got a few different kind of methods and routes from there to set my guillotines up. I like a few different setups from there, as I say, arm in or arm out. You know, it just depends which kind of position I'm in, but that's normally how I like to set them up. But I definitely think me reunited choke's a lot more methodical than what
Yeah.
my guillotine is.
Um. So you have 8 wins and 3 losses, and I want to know what your favorite win in your career was.
My favorite win, I would have to probably say, um, Fies Jacobs in South Africa was definitely up there for sure. I mean, that one there was just so much build up into it, and the we were both so emotionally invested in it, and there was a lot of hype behind it out in South Africa. And
Mm.
the fight, I started slow, and I ended up in a bad position, and I took a few heavy elbows, and I was quite cut and stuff like that. And then, obviously, I choked him, but I put him to sleep as well, and
Mm.
that was in his hometown as well, in front of everyone. So kind of that one was a special one. I would say it would probably have to be that one, or me Nathan Grayson win in my Bellator debut. Obviously, he was a Cage Warriors world champion at the time, and it was a super tough fight, super dangerous fight, and to get a really choke in the first round against a guy like him, that was a special one as well.
And how does it feel when that the fighter taps out or they just go to sleep? How does it feel like
Mhm.
in your head?
Um, it's like basically just like, well, it's different every time, but like that Five Jacobs one, I just felt like my whole body was just like electric. Like I can't explain. Like I don't know if you've watched the fight. It's on YouTube, but like obviously, like you see the reaction. I couldn't control
Mm-hmm.
myself. I was screaming. I was up in the cage, and just electric. It's just like obviously you put so much time into the camp and time away from your family, and especially obviously there I flew to the other side of the world. It was in Cape
Mm.
Town, so I flew like miles away to fight as well, and it was really hot, and just it's just like kind of like it's like a relief. You know what I mean? It's like all your
Yeah.
hard work and sacrifice is paid off, and it's a special feeling. It's hard to measure. I mean, nothing even comes close. I mean, obviously, like I've got 2 kids, and both like, the birth of both of them were like 2 of the best moments of my life. But
Mm-hmm.
every time I get a win or a submission win, especially, it's like that's kind of the only thing that'll come close. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's just a crazy feeling, and it's amazing.
Um. So you have a lot of tattoos around your neck and your head and your arms. And I want to know what your favorite one of your tattoos is.
Um, my favorite one, I've got my son's name across my neck here. I
Mm-hmm.
really like that one. Obviously, it's got a lot of meaning. And on the back of my head, I've got my daughter's name as well. So I'd say them two were my favorites. I mean, I've got like little ones, like I've got like on my thumb there, it's Northeast Jiu Jitsu. It's the
Mm-hmm.
gym I grapple from. Just random little bits and bobs all over us. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I have a fight, and I don't drink, and I don't. I mean, I don't drink at all. I smoke a bit of weed, but I don't smoke tobacco or anything like that. So my way of kind of winding down after a fight isn't going and partying. I'm a bit of a social kind of weirdo. You know what I mean? I'm not like a party guy or nothing like that. I fight, and the way I like to treat myself is I'll go out on my motorbike, or I'll get tattooed, or something cool like that. I'll go away on my bike or something like that.
Yeah.
So tattoos has always been the kind of way to treat myself.
So you just mentioned food and stuff. So I want to know what your favorite snack is when training in the training camps.
Favorite snack in training camp, I would have to say, um, favorite snack is probably, if this can be classed as a snack, I would say in my breakfast I have a bowl of porridge, and I mix it with
Mm.
peanut butter, 15 grams of peanut butter. I put almond milk in it, and I put some berries in it, and that's like it's like it tastes like it's a treat, but it's not. It's actually a good part of my diet.
Yeah.
That, or I'd say probably I don't know. I like eating some fruit as well during the day, like pink lady apples. They're always a classic.
Yeah. And then also on the food front, what's your favorite meal outside of training? I noticed on your Instagram you said you had a bunch of steaks after your last fight.
My favorite meal after that, besides cheesecake, is I love getting American pancakes with loads of bacon, loads of crispy bacon and maple syrup on. I get that pretty much every other morning when I'm not in fight camp. So I end up massive and fat.
So just an American breakfast is your go-to meal.
Hell yeah.
Um, I don't know if you've had many altercations with fans or fighters. I want to know your funniest fan interaction if you've had a really good one.
Right, my funniest fun interaction. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what I say if I've had any. I don't know if I've really had any crazy ones. Like, um, mm, nah, maybe. Nah, I can't really think of any. I mean, if I can think of one off the top of my head, I'll message you back. But
Yeah.
nah, not really any crazy ones to be honest. Like, not that I can think of at the moment.
Um,
Maybe one.
do you have a funny fan interaction with or not fan interaction, but a funny interaction with another fighter?
um, I was not a. I suppose maybe so another. When we went away, my coach Andrew Fisher was fighting Abdul Muhammad. You might not know of him, but back in the day, he was like the guy. He was meant to be in the UFC and stuff like that, and he's a big name from where we're from. And he's from Afghanistan. I think that was the reason why when everything was kicking off back in when it was, I think that was kind of what stopped him being signed to the UFC and stuff like that. There's a lot of kind of things come into it, but he's a really good fighter. And we went away, and my coach was my coach was waiting to fight him, and my coach ended up shitting his pants after the weigh-ins, and basically didn't realise. Like, he knew he'd shit himself, so he changed his boxer shorts, but he'd put his trousers back on, but not knowing that it came through his sweatpants as well, like his jogger bottoms. So he was mooching about all day, and on the back of them, there's like this little circle, like of turd on the bottom of his pants. That was hilarious. That was a funny one. I
Did no
remember.
one
Like,
tell him that he had
I
that?
told him, I told him in the end, and he had to get new pants. He was good. That was a funny one.
Um, and so you mentioned the UFC. Do you think you could be in the UFC anytime soon? Like, if you win a title in Bellator, if you get further along in Bellator?
I think obviously I've just lost a stupid one at the weekend there that I believe I should have won. That was a daft slip up cost us that one. I feel like if I get a couple of good wins under my belt and get a couple of win a fight and get another big name and win that, I mean, I might be put myself back in kind of contention of Bellator titles and stuff like that. But if I keep doing well in Bellator, because I'm getting a new contract with Bellator now, so hopefully they give us like another 4 or 5 fights. But at the end of that, if Bellator wanted to sign us again, I would happily stay with Bellator. I mean, I feel like I suit their brand, and they're happy with me, and they're happy to promote me, and we work well together. And they're not like I think the best way I can say it. Like, I feel like with Bellator, I'm not just another number. I feel like they do genuinely care about me, and they are interested in building me up as a name. You know, I don't feel like they're just giving us a fight because I'm under contract and they're going to ship us off. I feel like they genuinely want us to be part of what they're building up. So I'm more than happy to stay with Bellator if they're happy to continue to keep me in contract and stuff like that.
So even after your contract with Bellator, let's say you get another one and you do well on that one, do you think UFC could offer you one, or you
I
just keep
think
going with Bellator?
I think obviously if I get a new 4 or 5 fight deal and I beat some really good guys in them 4 or 5 fights, and I'm in a really marketable position where I've been built up and I'm a lot more of a bigger name than I am now. I definitely think they could potentially offer us a contract. I mean, I'm a marketable guy, I feel, and especially from where I'm from, you know, I've got a big following and stuff like that. So I do feel like there's an opportunity to promote me well and build a big name in me from where I'm from. But I mean, obviously, you never say never, but I just mean I'm super happy with Bellator. Like I've got no aspirations of going anywhere else. I mean, people think like the end goal is always to be in the UFC, and for me, it's not. I mean, I get the opportunity to fight some of the best fighters in the world in Bellator and in the pain as well. And as I say, they're looking after us, so I've got no issues with them at all.
And what has COVID been like for you as a fighter? A lot of fighters have struggled with money in COVID. How has your experience been?
It's, you know what, it's been strange, obviously, as it has for everyone. But I've been really fortunate. I was supposed to fight February. James pulled out; he was injured. And Bellator still paid us. Bellator still, they didn't get us a replacement. They just paid us, and then they were gonna rematch us for February, for I think it was May the 16th. That's when we got rematched for. And then that's when all the COVID stuff kicked off. But fortunately, I still had some money from February. So that just kept us afloat all the way through the lockdown, covered all my bills, covered everything. So it just meant that I could just spend a lot of time with my family, and we weren't stressing about obviously bills and rent and stuff like that. So I was really lucky. And then obviously I've just fought there, so I'm due to be paid again. So as long as I keep myself sweet, I mean, I should be sound until my next fight as well. So I've been I kind of just used the lockdown as like a blessing in disguise, and just had some really quality time with my family. And I just kept fit. I kept myself running. I kept myself out on my bike, cycling a lot, and kept my weight reasonably sensible. And it was just a blessing in disguise.
So you fight in the bantamweight division, about 135 pounds. But outside of fighting, what is your weight? Are you over it or are you under?
I'm quite a bit over it. So I fought last weekend, and obviously I've had a week. I trained this morning, just weights, but I've had a week off, and I'd say I normally what about welterweight.
So that's like 175, right?
It's I'm about there. I'm about 170, 175 at the minute. But that was, I mean, I fought a week ago, so probably be a little bit heavier, but I'll lose a bit when I start upping my training again, and drinking more water and stuff like that. I'll be back normal. I'll be back about 75 kilos.
On the note of the last fight, so you lost it, and you said it was a stupid one. Do you think if you could fight him again and like go back in time and fight him again, or have a rematch, do you think you'll beat him?
I definitely think I can. I fully believed when I fought then that I was going to beat him. You know, that's the most relaxed and confident I've ever been in myself ever. I feel like I had a good plan. Obviously, I got double legged, and when I got up, I went to do a technical stand up. I thought he was further away from us when he was, and when I stood up, he got me back, and I should have kind of tried to stand and fight the hands and go from there. And instead, I went to the floor and tried to fight the hands from there, which led to him getting me back, and eventually it led to the end of the fight. But I mean, I definitely think. I mean, I think it's one of them fights. You know, we're quite similar in things we like to do. I feel like if I was to have got his back, I would have finished him just to see him. And I definitely feel like I've got advantages in certain areas. I just feel like it's one of them things, you know, a fight on that level and on that stage and main event on Channel 5, the whole world watching. It's kind of, sometimes you make mistakes, you know what I mean? And unfortunately for me, I had to pay for it on that one. You know, my first time fighting on live UK television, main event, and I slipped up and I had to pay for it. But it's one of them things. It's like, it's done nothing but motivate us even more to be even better. I mean, some people it would have done the opposite, and some of the messages I've got could have really either brought a lot of people down, you know, and instead it's done the opposite of me. It's just lit a fire in us, and I want to fight as soon as possible. You know what I mean? I want to get straight back in the camp and want to go again.
So a lot of people in my YouTube region, they're not the most interested in MMA. Sure, I'm gonna post the same content, but I thought I could ask you some more general questions about your personal stuff, like favorite movies and favorite songs, or, you know. So I want to ask you. So, what is your favorite sport outside of MMA to watch?
Favorite sport outside of MMA to watch? But can I say boxing, or does that not?
That's exactly what Tim Elliott said to me. But okay, outside of combat sports,
let's say outside of combat sports, I like some football matches.
You're from Sunderland, right?
Yeah, Sunderland till I die. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean football. I like watching football. Aside from that, I mean sports I like to watch. I mean, a lot of the time I'm not really. I prefer to be the person in the sport. You know,
Yeah,
I like mountain biking. I like motocross. I like running.
yeah.
But sports I like to watch, I'd probably say boxing, MMA, and football are the sports I usually
Yeah.
watch mostly. You know.
So I said before, but so what is your favorite movie?
Oof, I'm a film buff and I've got thousands. I literally to nail one on as my top one, I would struggle, but I'll give you. I really, really enjoy Cape Fear. Um, any of the kind of old films like that, I really love. Cape Fear is up there. Sin City. Um, oh God, Django. Trying to think some of the. I mean, I'm trying to think of my actual favorite one. It's hard to nail
Yeah,
an actual full favorite on. I mean, Step Brothers. I love all that
yeah.
kind of stuff.
Those are funny. Yeah.
I'm going to say Cape Fear. I'm going to say I really, 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 I love Cape Fear.
Is that on Netflix or?
Possibly, mate. It's an old Robert De Niro film. And he's a convict. And honestly, if you've not seen it, he's basically he gets convicted, but he basically sets out his whole time to kind of get his lawyer back, who basically like he feels didn't do him a justice in court,
Mhm.
and he just causes him and his whole family absolute hell. And it's honestly an amazing film. You should check it out. I love it.
Yeah,
That's
I
definitely
have
up
to
there.
watch it. I haven't seen it, so wait, one time
It's
I'm gonna
amazing.
turn
It
on a
is amazing.
light because the sun's going down now.
Nice.
There we go. That's better.
2 seconds, man. I'm just gonna. It went off there. Sorry, I'm back.
All right. Also, what's your favorite genre of music?
Right, and this is my battle every single day. Um, some days it's hip hop, you know. A lot of the time it's hip hop, but I love rock as well. You know, I mean, me playlist's crazy. It's like Mac Miller, J Cole, Eminem, everything all day, and then it'll flip to the complete other end of the scale, and it's Dire Straits, you know, Sultans of Swing, and I listen to all sorts of different stuff. Zeppelin, you know what I mean? I'm missing out.
Yeah.
I'd have to say if it's between hip hop and rock, I'd say probably if going by what I listen to the most means it's my favorite, I would probably say hip hop. I love hip hop, but I love all music genres. To be honest, mate, I listen to all sorts of. Some of the people could listen to what my playlists are and they think I was a lunatic.
Do you have a favorite artist, like that you'll put on
Um,
immediately?
yeah, I'd probably say Mac Miller. I really like Mac Miller. Yeah,
Do you like old rap, like '80s kind of?
yeah. Oh man, for sure. Souls and Mischief. Have you ever heard of them?
No, but have you heard of Notorious B.I.G.? I have a vinyl here.
Yeah, like, come on, he's the man. I love him. Give yourself, mate. I'll tell you what. Uh, give yourself a listen to Souls of Mischief.
Mm-hmm. I will. Yeah.
And I'll tell you which song. They've got a couple of really good ones, but this one I'm going to quickly get it up on my playlist. I'll tell you which one, so you can listen to this, so you can have a search for it after.
Yeah.
So it's Souls of Mischief.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name of the band.
Yeah.
And the song's 93 to Infinity. That
93 to
is
Infinity. Yeah. Oh,
that's
I'll
a
write that
peach.
down.
You love that. It's really good. And let us know what you think about it.
I
It's a
will. Yeah.
cracking tune.
I'll message you what I think of it.
It is a cracking tune. That they've got some really good songs actually.
What's their kind of style? Is it like gangster rap or is it like normal?
It's like New York style.
Mm.
It's cool. It is really cool.
So who do you want to fight next? Like, and when?
Oh, mate, to be honest, I mean, if I'd have won at the weekend, I mean, I could have been probably in a position to argue for one of the top five.
Mm-hmm.
Um, your Sergio's and your Ricky Bandias and people like that, and Higo and some other class fighters like that, like world class fighters. But obviously I lost, so I don't know where that puts me in regards of getting big names or whatever. But I'm just happy to fight whoever they want to give us next. I mean, I heard that I might potentially be fighting in America next, so hopefully that's true, because it's been a dream of mine forever. So yeah, hopefully they give us a guy to fight in America next. I'd love that. Before Christmas, after Christmas, whatever. I'm just happy to be healthy and ready to go again. So hopefully I can get one in America, mate. That's my goal next. I'm not bothered about who it is, and I'll never say no to a name ever, whatever style they are, whatever they're about, whatever the record, I'll do it. I just want to fight.
Dude, they have to bring Bellator to Germany where I live. There's like never any events.
Oh man, that would be sick. I love Germany. I've been to Berlin before. I really enjoyed it out there. Yeah, super cool town. I'd love to fight in Germany.
Yeah, I need them to bring it to Frankfurt. That's my local city. That
Nice.
would be ideal instead of driving 6 hours.
Yeah, that would be sick.
So your last fight, what was your fighting or your training camp like?
That was fantastic. Everything was sweet. I had 0 injuries all camp. Everything was going great. My fitness was amazing. My weight was fantastic. Everything was on point. I evolved so much during the camp. Like everything was perfect. You know what I mean? The camp was hard. It was definitely a hard camp, but it was a sensible camp.
Yeah.
And my fitness was through the roof. It's just such a shame that I never got to put on display some of the stuff I'd been working, because everything was perfect, I mean, so hopefully it doesn't take as long to get straight back in and get another one lined up, and hopefully get the right dancing partner that's going to be able to bring the best out of me, and really let me show what I'm all about.
So I want to ask you, because the walkouts are such a crucial part of MMA, like UFC and Bellator. I think Bellator is more spectacular walkouts. What's it like walking out in your head? Is it like pressure or excitement?
Nah, it's full excitement. I'm just like last one now. I stood behind the big electric doors that opened up for what felt like an eternity. By the end, I was like, hurry up, I want to just get out there. I've been waiting here 5 minutes. He told us I was fighting ages ago, and I stood there ages, and it opened up. And my walkout song didn't start straight away, so I was just like, well, I'm not standing here just waiting about. I'm just getting in there. So I walked, and then as I'm halfway down the runway, my song come on, so I missed most of my walkout. So but it's a special feeling. I mean, even without the audience there last time, I knew it's just such a, it's a crazy experience. I mean, what you're getting in there for. What's happening. What's coming. So your body's like, it's just a complete rush. It's like you're not in your own body. It feels completely crazy.
Yeah.
Like everything your mind's telling you, like fighting against it. Your mind is wanting to basically protect you, saying like, making you feel like, don't do this, you shouldn't be going in there to have a fight now, but you know in your mind that that's what you want to do. Yeah. So it's just that whole emotion of kind of battling against yourself and just steaming towards it, you know what I mean? And once you get in there, it's gone and you're just ready to go.
Yeah. How do fighters select their walkout songs? Is it just your favorite song, or how does it work for you?
For me personally, I like I had the same walkout song for a long time. And then I fought for a world title in South Africa and I lost. And I thought, you know what, it's time for a change. I used a different song when I fought Nathan Grayson. And then I used a different song for that one at the weekend. And I just think about it. If I'm listening to something at the time and I'm really feeling it, I'll maybe use that, or I'll think of a few and I'll be driving around. See if I take the kids so they have a little nap in the car. I'll be driving along and I like to visualize. I put the song on, I turn it right up and I imagine that I'm about to walk out and I'm imagining what I'll be feeling and stuff like that. And I'm visualizing the walking and I'm just thinking, and then that's kind of how I'm like, right, that's going to look sick. That's going to get us up for it. That's going to sound cool. I'm going to pick that one. And that's usually what helps me decipher what what song I'm going to use. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And what most sports, because of the no audience thing I've been doing, is having like virtual fans. Do you think MMA should do something like that, or leave it to what it was before, or what it is right now?
I mean, I thought it was really cool fighting real fans. Me, I enjoyed it. Obviously, it's live anyway, and it's streamed anyway, so everyone's still got eyes on it. So it
Yeah.
makes no difference to me. But I actually really enjoyed fighting more at the crowd there. I thought it was really cool.
Mm-hmm. So, wait. What was your road to pro fighting like? Like your journey?
Um, Rough. um, I had 26 boxing fights, and then started MMA. Started MMA, and I was fighting. Then I had a few fights. And then I turned pro. I made the decision to turn pro, and then I had a fight, and then I took a little bit of time off because I'd fought basically my whole my whole teenage life, the whole my teenage years. I pretty much spent in the gym. And then I was 20. I had my pro debut when I was 20-year-old, and then I just felt like I kind of like lost a lot of time. You know, when all my friends were going on holidays and partying and just doing young person stuff, you know, I
Yeah.
kind of felt like I lost out on a lot of that. And I took a bit of time just to kind of find myself and find what I wanted to do, and had a bit of time to myself. And then I was like, right, you know what, I'm making the decision. I'm going to be a fighter, and I'm going to put everything into it. And that's what I did. And then just fought from there. You know, I fought for local regional shows, and then I fought on the SAB, the big Russian show, and then that got us a contract to fight in South Africa. Had a few fights out there, a few crazy experiences out in South Africa. And then I signed to Bellator, and then I fought obviously here, and then I've just fought there. And just all been a crazy ride, and just every time it just gets crazier. I just love it, you know. It's just part of my life now, and I just enjoy the whole thing. I mean, I've had 41 fights now, you know, and it's a kind of a lot of fights, and I'm still only young, you know. I'm only 29, so I feel like when it's all said and done, I feel like I'll have a pretty decent stories to tell, you know, and hopefully I'll have gained a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom, and I can basically pass it on, you know, all my experiences and stuff like that, and help younger kids coming up and help, and eventually be a good coach one day. That's the ambition, really.
So after you're done fighting, you want to be a coach then?
I think that's what I mean, I just love it so much. I don't want to be one of them guys that retires and then just gets just off the face of the map forever, you know. I just want to be involved in the sport forever, whichever way I can. I'd like to maybe even create my own management agency one day, you know, and do right by fighters and treat people properly. And because I know how shady a lot of people can be, and I feel like that's not the type of guy I am. I feel like I could get in and do some real good and actually really help some young fighters coming up, especially if I've keep doing well and I keep opening doors for myself. I feel like that'll only in turn build better rapport with people, and more I kind of have better relationships and open some doors for some people I know maybe coming through, and maybe I could help them that way.
I'm actually out of questions. Do you have any ideas to talk about? Or
Man, I'm good, mate. Whatever you want to talk about, mate, I'm good.
no, I've got no more questions, so we can wrap it up if you want to. Do you want to say anything to the viewers?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if anyone hears this and they basically think that they're interested in my story or anything like that, then just give us a follow on social media and keep up to date with any upcoming fights, or watch any of my training videos and stuff like that, and support us that way if they're interested in me. And if not, no worries anyway. I appreciate it.
Do you have a YouTube channel I can link? I'll link your social medias. Do you want?
Yeah, I've got a YouTube channel. I mean, it's mostly just got me old fights on and stuff like that. It's just Cal Pacino MMA. Same as me Instagram and Twitter handles. You know, it's just Cal Cal Pacino MMA, or one word. I just keep it simple.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for your time. No, anytime, mate. After, as I say, get another fight lined up, mate, and
Yeah.
I'll get back on and we'll do some promo, definitely.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
mate.